Hey y'all, it's Camille for the 26th, here again with a new term, but not a new letter. We are still on D, but today it's for drag. Drag is definitely popular culture, what with the influence of RuPaul, his show RuPaul's Drag Race, and the subsequent appearances of the queens that go through the show or are affiliated in any number of ways. What a lot of people don't know is that drag has been around and even put into film for decades and decades. Back in Shakespearean days, men dressed up in drag because women weren't allowed to be on the stage. During the vaudevillian days of America, some white men also dressed up in drag, although not always in ways that were okay. Sometimes these men would dress up as black women, of course wearing blackface, in order to mock black people via comedy. Drag as we know it today began to develop in the 1950s in areas like the Tenderloin in San Francisco. They have always been a part of protests and rallies for the LGBTQ rights, and this includes Stonewall. Possibly the most influential film and the most important for young queers who are interested in drag, especially within communities of color, is Paris is Burning. Not only will watching this film explain to watchers some of the lingo that is used in the drag community, but it'll explain how drag is used by performers, how the community grows, and the effect drag had on popular culture back in the 80s and 90s. So, point blank, if you want to know drag, watch this film. Another cool one is Wigstock, the movie. It covers the drag festival that used to be held in New York in the 80s and 90s. By the way, fun fact, Ursula from The Little Mermaid was actually based off a drag queen named Divine. See the resemblance? It's not hard to. Now, we must not forget drag kings. Unfortunately, drag kings get less attention, but they are just as talented, and their shows and makeup can be just as exciting as any drag queen show. We are just waiting for the day that RuPaul accepts a drag king on his show. He has said in the past that the only thing that matters to him is talent, not gender. He's even put it into practice with trans women being accepted onto the show. With the new channel, which is VH1, heightened popularity, and this dedication to inclusion, it'll be interesting to see if he someday accepts folks like Landon Cider, a drag king that has actually applied to the show more than once. In the meantime, we applaud with fervor the drag queens and kings of the world. Thank you for being your amazing muse. If you all out there also love drag, please remember to not just watch them on television, but also support them with your presence and your tips at a drag show nearest you. Between now and your next visit, go ahead and comment below on who your favorite drag performers are. Also, subscribe. We live on subscriptions. Be safe out there, loved ones, and don't ever forget to be yourself, even if it's only in the smallest of ways due to safety. Come back next week, we'll be looking at E for equality. In peace and love, we're out.